Today on Chastity's Cookbook, we'll be making my mom's ultimate delish, Hamburger Casserole.
Hello and welcome to Chastity's Cookbook. I'm Chastity Evans. Today in the kitchen, we'll be making my mom's semi-homemade Hamburger Casserole. It's easy to make, it's quick, it's delicious, and it's all under $10. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by heating my fryer pan. I'm going to probably turn it on to about medium-high heat. And I'm going to let it warm up. I'm going to also spray some non-stick cooking spray so my meat will not stick to the pan. Just spray a little bit. You don't have to spray a lot. I'm going to also dice and chop up some onions. I'm going to place them into the frying pan before I place the meat in there because I want the onions to caramelize before I place the meat in there. So we're going to do, it's going to be kind of like a step-to-step process, okay? So it's going to be like a little assembly line. So we're going to start with our onions. You're going to just rough chop these. You don't have to really chop them all fancy and small. Just chop them however you like. Preferably, I like my onions small. I don't like them all big because I don't like onions like that. So we're going to let these onions warm up and we're going to let them caramelize in here. I love the aroma and the smell of onions when they're being cooked. I don't like to chop them. I don't like to eat them raw, but I love them when they're cooked. So we're just going to let these sit for just a little bit, probably about couple more seconds. Now that my onions have caramelized, I'm going to now pour my meat in there. So let's go and place it in here. You can turn it down just a little bit so it won't spray too much. Okay, let's add our seasoning. This is our salt, pepper, and the seasoning sauce. And we're going to cook it until it's done, so it's completely brown. So you see no pink or red. Before we get ready to start the casserole, we need to make sure that we drain the ground beef. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to prepare for the layers. Stay tuned for the preparation of the casserole. You don't want to miss it.
Oh, Jay, you heard about the celebrity basketball game?
No, what's that about?
Look, Stand Up for CAU is having a game. It's going to be crazy.
What's Stand Up for CAU?
You know the annual fund campaign, the people that help us actually get scholarship money so we can go here?
Yeah, I think I did hear about that.
Yeah.
Well, when is the game?
It's going to be October 6th, 5:30.
Where is it?
Right here at Vivian H.
Who's going to be there?
Look, Block ENT going to be there, Convict Music, Drummer Boy, just to name a couple of them.
Oh,
it's going to be crazy.
That sounds tight. I might have to roll through that.
You're going to have to roll through. I'm going there. Can I get a ride? For more information, contact Nicole Blunt at 404-880-8710 or visit us online at www.cau.edu.
I remember how much you said you liked mine. Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
These kids almost had a new community center. A contractor almost volunteered to build it. A carpenter almost worked on the crew. And everyone else almost gave at the fundraiser. They almost gave. Almost. And these kids? Well, they almost stayed out of trouble.
We're ready for our assembly line. Dun, 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 dun. Here it is, right here. We're about to get ready. Now that our meat is finished and it's drained, so it's ready to go. We have right here a Pyrex dish. Just a medium-sized one, 8-inch, 20 by 28 centimeters. So, you guys can easily find that at Walmart for like $4 to like $3 just for one. So, it's not that expensive. But we're going to start off by placing tater tots. We have tater tots. They're thawed out. They're not frozen. We're just going to end up taking these apart, and we're going to place them as our foundation into the Pyrex dish. So let's start scrunching these up. And if you have any kids or anything, this would be a great job for them to smash them apart and get to help mommy or daddy. They can be your little helpers. My mom used to let me do this when I was little. I used to love this because I used to think that I was grown and that I was my mom's helper and that I was old enough to cook. So she would let me participate in stuff like this. So let's go ahead and get our foundation. We can get like a couple more in here. Now you can use however many you want. It just depends on how many layers you want. Alright, next layer is our ground beef. And we're just going to sprinkle that across. There we go. Get that in all good. Alright, now our next layer is cream of mushroom soup. So we're just going to basically use it right out the can. And we're just gonna jiggle it out. Looks like Jello, doesn't it? And of course, you can use a spatula to just spread it out a little bit on here. Get it into with the ground beef. Alright. Last layer, cheese. And any type of cheese is good for you. I rather prefer sharp cheddar because I love the taste of cheese. But if you like mozzarella, if you like provolone, if you like peppermint jack, whatever, you can use any type. Any type is good. Now we just gotta repeat the steps. It's making me hungry. Alright. More meat on the top. And me, I prefer ground beef, ground chuck, or turkey, whichever one is good for you. But I prefer ground chuck. I like ground chuck. Gives it a better taste. And we're just going to use all of the ground beef because we are only going to make 2 layers. So we're going to use all of that. Mission complete for the ground beef. We're going to use the rest of our sauce, cream of mushroom. Just spread on top of the meat. Done with that, and our cheese. I'm just gonna make like a little nice fine layer of the cheese. And on top, we're gonna add the rest of our yummy, yummy tater tots on the top, just so it can brown good. And there you have it, a lovely hamburger casserole. We're going to stick this in the oven for approximately 15 to 20 minutes or until the cheese browns on top, because everything is pretty much cooked. So the only thing it needs to do is just warm up, melt down, and make that yummy, chewy, ooey gooey casserole taste. We'll be right back. Coming up, the making and the finishing touches of the hamburger casserole.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Dad, how long should I wait for you?
If I'm at soccer practice.
What if something happens? Will you come get me?
There's no reason not to have a plan in case of a terrorist attack.
Should we go to the neighbor's house?
And some extremely good reasons why you should.
Can you tell me?
Talk to your family about what you would do in case of an emergency. For more information, visit www.ready.gov.
Alrighty, now we're about to get ready to take our semi-homemade hamburger casserole out of the oven. Please be aware that when you do take your Pyrex dish out of the oven, be sure to use dry mitts or either dry towels. Never take a Pyrex dish out of the oven with anything wet because it will bust. Okay? Alright, let's go and take it out. Smells just like I was 5 again. Alright, we're going to let it cool for about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes at the latest, and then we're going to cut it and eat it. Here's to the bite. Thank you, Mom, for such an awesome recipe. And thank you all for tuning in and watching Chastity's Cookbook. I'm Chasity Evans.